Have you guys ever played that game, One Word Story, where you and your friends each take turns saying a single word until eventually you form some kind of incoherent mess of a story? Well, this video is a little like that, but with comics. See, I've gathered 10 artists who I'm forcing to work together to make a comic. This comic will be 10 pages long, with each artist making a different page. The fun part is there will be no communication between the artists whatsoever. So there's absolutely no predicting what this comic is going to be about, or if it's going to even end up making any sense by the end. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? With the first page of the comic. You know the drill by now. I'll be making the first page, which means I get to decide on the premise of this story. And the premise I've chosen is a great prison escape. In the first panel, we are introduced to someone guarding an ominous looking prison cell that holds a mysterious prisoner chained to the wall. Moments after we meet him, he declares to the audience that it's finally time for him to make his great escape. Now, I love a good old-fashioned prison escape scene. I think my favorite one would probably be that one scene with Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda. Oh my goodness, that scene was incredible. I can only hope that this comic will go in a similar direction to that. But as we all know by now, with these collabs, there's absolutely no way of predicting how the story is going to play out. That is completely up to the other artists. And speaking of the other artists, I think it's about time the next one shows us their page.
Oh my god, I finally finished this garbage! Skynix, can I get out? Skynix? I am a prisoner making a comic about prison, and I feel like I have to address a few things. This guy's head looks like an Xbox logo, and I can count. At least until 2. Meaning I can't kill or injure anyone. Sorry, baby girl. Until next time. Today I create life instead. As I see, we have a kid with an apartment, floor heating, nice jewelry, personal psychologist with whom he can let his guard down. But psychologist isn't a friend, so let's be kind and birth him some friends. Jeff, good of war.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
Knife guy has a sharp mind. And Kyle, overdosed on chocolate. My idea is simple. You all will understand. I believe in you. He lost at poker.
Haha, what a loser.
He wants freedom. That's it. I hope others will understand the importance of the fountain in the grand scheme of things. Maybe it contains a bomb, who knows. I wanted to pretend to be clever and analyze my page idea for you, but I believe in you. Do it yourself. I have nothing more to say. I have a sound.
Now before we move on to the next page in this comic, let me tell you about this video's sponsor, Opera. Opera is an all-in-one web browser with heaps of customizability and cutting-edge features. Opera's video pop-out feature, which you can move around the screen and through different tabs even outside the browser, definitely comes in handy when I want to continue browsing while still being able to watch something on the side. It also has a player specifically to control your music without interrupting your browsing activities. Opera has heaps of customizable themes as well as animated backgrounds, custom UI, colors, browser sounds, and even more. And thanks to tab traces, I can easily figure out which tabs I visited most recently. The darker the underscore, the more recently I visited that tab. The tab island feature allows me to create expandable and collapsible groups of tabs within the browser, which is incredibly useful for keeping myself organized during research. Opera also has a built-in AI called Aria that can help organize tabs. You can quickly access Aria's command line with a few simple keys, and write a prompt like so in order to quickly close, group, and organize different tabs. If you're interested in trying out Opera today, make sure to click the link in my description and check it out. And with all that out of the way, let's get back to the video.
Hi, I'm Retrorocks, and I'll be doing the third page of this comic. And it seems that Kari's added 3 more characters. And I have a genius idea. No, I'm just kidding. Let's do something a little bit more serious. Looking at the page before, I decided that we needed to get the prisoner out of his shackles. We need more plot to happen, and having him stuck on the floor isn't going to help it. But just how exactly are we going to get him out of this sticky situation? Jeff's gonna let him out. I know. Is it particularly interesting or dramatic? Not really, but I think it's funny, so what can you do? Now, I'm not much of a comic artist, so it was a little bit of a struggle to create this page. I did not realize how much work and effort has to go into making a single comic page. You have to position all the panels in a way that makes it easy for the reader to understand what's going on. You gotta draw each and every panel, which I guess is a given, but you gotta make sure that each pose is clear and concise and the readers understand what's happening. You gotta think about the speech bubbles. You can't forget about those. And there's lighting, and there's coloring, and there's outlining. You gotta think of the little effects, the whooshes and the bangs and the growling. I don't know why I put growling in there. And there's just so much you gotta think about. But I think I did a great job, and there's no critiques you could give me, so don't give me any! Anyways, on to the next person.
Ah, this is quite nice. The old chap Kratos let the young sourdough out of his shackles. This isn't going to go wrong. He's a nice young fellow. Everything's gonna go smoothly.
That's what I would say if this wasn't a Skynix comic. If you guys don't know me, my name is Maddryuu, and I'm going to be doing the next page. This page was really difficult for me for some reason. I mean, the characters are simple enough as it is, but for some reason, I couldn't draw them right. I think it might just be the designs, because they're just too simple. I can't draw simple designs. I just feel like they need more detail. I don't know. Anyways, so for this plot point in the comic, I wanted to make it so that once his shackles came off, he looked like he wasn't going to do anything, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, he's gonna go out and try and break out, you know what I mean? I feel like he'd be the type of guy to challenge someone to an arm wrestling battle and then lose. Anyways, time to pass on the comic.
Boo! I'm evil, I'm crazy, That's my terrifying, scary noises that I made for this terrifying, scary comic. Anyways, for this, it was going in a way that would make them seem powerful, that would give them hope, but no. Our character is not strong, our character is not big-willed and big-strong. If you punched a wall, what would happen to your hand? That's right. It'd shatter. You punch a wall too hard, that it turns into like purple smoke. That's horrible. That's awful. Get help, your hand will break. And so I really wanted to reflect that horrible problem inside of this art piece, this beautiful page panel of the hand shattering like a SpongeBob close-up, and I really think that it did well. I couldn't do as much as I wanted to. I wanted to make like sinews and tendons falling out, but I think Skynix would actually take me out back and shoot me if I did that, so I didn't do that. But I think I did pretty good. Do some overlays on it, do some text everywhere. Bada bing bada boom. That's my awesome page. Check it out. Shing! That's sound of me revealing it.
Hello, creatures. We are just now peeking over the halfway point, and so I knew that now was the time to start wrapping up setup and payoff. I have quite a bit to work with here. Bro just busted his hand after an epic anime power-up, while Knife Guy and Jeff over here have created some conflict. However, these are not the only three I have to work with. And when trying to figure out how to plot this page, my eye fell to a little guy all the way at the beginning, right here. We need some more chaos, and I have been handed the proverbial Chekhov's gun. The guard. The silly escape attempt. The fountain. It is all coming together. I am loading this gun and cocking it so that the next person can fire. Kyle. Now, only time will tell what will happen next. Have fun, good luck!
Hello, hi, what's up? I'm Mari, your local mailman. I got page number 7 for this collab. Now, my previous comic experience is, not the greatest. For this page, I really wanted to up the ante, give way for final climax for the story, if you will. And how did I do that? Easy. Angry Kyle. I did my best to replicate the previous style with thicker lines on the outside, but still trying to keep it consistent. And for the colors, doing lots of warm shades, red, brown, brownish red. When I got the comic page originally, I was actually on the day of going to a Ren fair, so I tried to rush the sketch in the morning and then come back to it in the afternoon, and I was struggling trying to place everything. I think I did a good job in the end. I had lots of fun with it, and I really loved how the typography came out. I love the bold letters. I love getting to like shade everything and make it look dramatic. And if you look closely, Kyle's reflection is in the chocolate puddle, which I think is such a cool detail. And with that out of the way, here's the final comic page. I had a blast making it, and I'm excited to see what the next artist will do.
My turn! I got page number 8. So I knew I had to hurry and get things moving fast, or the last couple of people couldn't have time to set the ending. I thought a lot about making the most clever, most compelling prison break scene, and none of those ideas worked for me. The tone of the comic is goofy and non-serious. Each page been more ridiculous than the previous one, so I had to think of a fitting continuation, and what's more fitting than Looney Tunes physics? Kyle goes feral and hits the guard so hard it makes the prison bars explode. Perfect! Is it realistic? No. Is it silly? Yes, and that's exactly what the story needs. I can't wait to see how the rest of the story plays out. So let's move on with the next artist.
Hey guys, it's Alpaca, and look at me doing my second ever comic page. Let me just say, this is weirdly hard. Being the 9th page means that I need to set up the final conclusion without actually concluding it. You know what I mean? Thankfully for me, because of the setup done in the earlier pages, I could just do a simple, what is it they're looking at, and hope that whoever did page 10 would be able to work with that. That being said, I really struggled with the art style. My art is typically really messy, so having to do clean black line art really threw off my groove. So I wouldn't say the art is the best thing I've ever created. I do think I've done my job as the 9th page artist well, all things considered. Now that we're almost done, let's see how the prisoners end up. On to page number 10.
Hello, I'm Guqqie, and this is my page. I didn't realize until I counted all the previous pages that I had the honor of being the last page. Honor and stress, so I had to figure out how to wrap this story up nice and neatly. I didn't want to like wrap it up and have a dead end. I liked the idea of just ending it like it was a chapter rather than like the story being ended, so like it could continue potentially, you know what I mean? I had the idea to just, the classic, it was all a dream, you know? Like all the pages before were very chaotic and fun, and I feel like it kind of matches. Also, the guy just in the cell being a bit crazy, you know, it makes sense. It kind of, it links together nicely. And yeah, this art style was really fun to work in. I'm happy with the little like side profile-esque of him laughing. I think that turned out really silly looking. And them all sitting up together and having a little banquet with the chocolate fountain, because you know, they're all in prisons. Also have the reference to Peter Griffin, you know, the fall. Gotta have that in there somewhere. And the cheeked up guard. That is also an essential. So but yeah, this is a really fun page to work on. Again, I liked the art style. It was fun and simple, but really easy to mold and make expressive. Yeah, here is the finished page. I hope you enjoy and are happy with how I wrapped up this story.
Now that the final page is complete, the comic is officially finished. Now don't go just yet, because we've prepared an official comic dub of all 10 pages of this comic, so you can experience the full story in all its glory. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Somewhere in the depths of a dungeon.
It's finally time to make my great escape! And when I'm finally free,
Hey, kiddo! I'm sure you don't want to join? Kyle overdosed on chocolate again. We need someone to continue the game.
Don't even try, Jeff. This moron keeps talking about escape ever since he lost at poker.
I am the storm. I am the power! The greatest of them all!
He was just shy to admit he wants revenge. I know it.
Do not let him out.
I won't.
So, what are you doing?
Freedom!
I thought you said you wouldn't let him out!
He can't escape, though.
I gonna break my way through!
As I was saying, he can't escape the walls. He knows that. Don't know why he still tried.
Hey.
Jeez. Basically busted his hand on purpose for no reason.
Another escape attempt. You know what this means. No more chocolate fountain.
Wait, but taking the fountain means he didn't do this for no reason. This was a part of his plan! That fool is baiting the only real threat in this cell. Kyle.
My chocolate.
Huh?
You fool. Have you forgotten the rules of this place?
Rule number 1. Never trust anyone.
As for rule 2...
Never touch the fountain. What the fuck?
I thought he was just going to steal the keys.
Whoa! Finally!
Oh, so good.
Yum.
I don't get paid enough for this.
The end?